Dixie Brewing Company. Have you ever visited a foreign city, fallen in love with it, and decided to stay? That happened to me in New Orleans a long time ago. I'd been there a month, letting the good times roll, and my money was running out. The problem was that I didn't have a green card. I couldn't work, nor could I risk begging or stealing. I had already borrowed money from the only person I knew in New Orleans, a fellow Canadian, and she was paying half the monthly rent for our furnished apartment in an uptown duplex on Napoleon Avenue. With my limited options, I was completely at sea as to where to turn for help. In despair, I consulted the want ads in the Times-Picayune and was further disheartened to see how few jobs there were for anyone who wasn't an experienced bartender, waiter, waitress, busboy, cook, or sous chef. The only thing that sounded promising was a WRBH radio advertisement for persons with sexy voices. I phoned the radio station immediately. In answer to my inquiry, a male voice with a Brooklyn-style twang informed me that I had a deep, resonant voice, and would I be interested in reading poetry and stories for the blind on a voluntary basis. I said that I'd think it over and call him back. As I was about to call it a day, I spotted a Manpower agency ad that was hiring casual help. For an anxious moment, I saw myself loading bales of cotton into boxcars. But beggars can't be choosers. I phoned the agency on Poitras Street and made an appointment. Having no American ID, I had to lie, wheedle, and bluff my way. The Manpower agent, a pleasant middle-aged woman, seemed to sympathize with my plight. She peered over her glasses, gave me a searching look, and then signed me up for work. My minimum wage job would be for 1 week at Dixie Brewing Company on Tulane Avenue. I was to report for work the following morning, a Friday, at 7:30 sharp. I felt relieved and thanked her. Yet I couldn't help thinking the next day was my birthday. Friday dawned with a cloudless sky betokening another hot, sunny July day. A perfect birthday for lazing around Audubon Park or sipping bourbon in some shady courtyard in the Quarter. I rode a streetcar and then a bus to work. Dixie Brewing Company was a red brick 6-story building of unpretentious design except for its silver-painted cupola with the words Dixie Beer in green neon. The building looked about 100 years old. I reported to the plant foreman. Tall, brusque, and thin-lipped, he struck me as a hard-ass type. He assigned me to work on the bottling line, which was located on the ground floor in a gray-walled, high-ceilinged, spacious room, noisy with the rattling of a long metal serpentine conveyor belt that was empty of bottles. The air in the room was warm and smelled of malt. There was no air conditioning, but several industrial pedestal fans blew a light breeze in every direction. The foreman and I were the only white persons in the room. The other line workers, about 24 of them, were black. I counted 9 women. Some of the guys were wearing do-rags. I wondered how many were full-time employees or were just casual help. At precisely 7:30, the conveyor began sprouting bottle after long-necked brown bottle of slow-brewed Dixie beer. 12 fluid ounces. The bottles were capped and labeled. My job was to remove those bottles from the conveyor and place them into dividers inside cardboard boxes. The boxes were stacked on wooden pallets. I was flanked by 2 guys doing the same work. It took me a short while to get used to the rhythm of bending and reaching until I was able to grasp 4 bottles at a time, 2 in each hand.